Let's talk about rational equation. So for rational equation, the first thing I want to remind you is when you look at the problems, you need to check for the values that's bad. So in this case, if somehow after you solve it and you ended up with 0 or you ended up with 2, these are bad points. You need to cross them out, because if you have 0, you're going to get 0 on the bottom here. If you have 2 minus 2 is going to give you 0 on the bottom, so we don't want that. Now for number 24, hopefully you recognize that this is a proportion problem, so we simply cross multiply. So we have negative 20 multiplied by x minus 2 and negative 28 multiplied by x. So what I have is negative 20x plus 40 equals negative 28x. And then we solve for x. So I'm just going to add 20 over. $40 equals to negative 8. And then I divide by negative 8. I divide by negative 8. So x is going to be negative 5. Which is good. It's not 0, it's not 2, so we get to keep it. Now moving on to something like number 25. As you can see that I multiply everything by 3x, which is the LCD, to get rid of it. So I'm going to do number 26 with you. So you see that for this problem, the LCD is 15y. So after you multiply 15y by everything, the denominator should cancel out. So 15y divided by 3y is 5. So it's 35. 15y divided by 5y is 3. So it's gonna be 6. And then I have 15y here. So we have 41 equals 15y. So y is going to be 41 over 15. Once again, for this problem, you are not allowed to have 0, because if you have 0 on the bottom, that's bad, that's undefined. All right, so 27, same thing. I multiply the LCD, in this case is w minus 5. I want to move on to number 30. So you see right here for number 30, we have once again the proportion. So I'm just going to simply cross multiply. As you can see, we ended up with a quadratic. So for quadratic, it's best to factor. So I'm going to move everything to one side so I can just factor. So x plus 12 and x minus 2. Therefore, the answer is going to be negative 12 and positive 2, which is okay, because for this particular problem, those two, when you plug it in, you're not going to get 0. By the way, you should plug in your equation, your original equation, to check for your answer. Okay, so moving on to number 31. So 31, the LCD is v minus 1 and v minus 2. All right, so for the first one, you have to multiply that one by 6. So I'm gonna write it down right here. So 6 v, I'm just gonna FOIL. So because eventually you have to FOIL and distribute number 6 over. So I'm just gonna FOIL. Okay, so for the second one, v minus 1 cancel out, so it's just v minus 2. And then the last one, v minus 2 cancel out, so we have negative 6v minus 1. So let's simplify it. I'm just gonna move everything to one side so I can just factor. All right, let's just factor. So what we have is 24, and I have negative 11. I'm gonna pick negative 8 and negative 3. For those, for the two numbers, when you multiply, you get 24. When you add, you get negative 11. And then I'm gonna divide by 6. Divide by 6. I'm gonna have to reduce it. So what I have is 3v minus 4 and 2v minus 1. So after you set those two equal to 0, you're going to end up with v equals to 4/3 and 1/2.